today we're going to talk about connecting to a hydrant in case we get a fire. And get our, so you can see, number one, we got to connect to a hydrant. We need to know what's a commercial versus a residential fire. And there's the 7 steps we need to go through when we connect. Number one, we need to make sure we get the proper size hose, whether it be a 3-inch or a 5-inch. The 2, pull hose and wrap the hydrant. Number 3, you want to stand on your hose, so when the engine starts to pull away, the hose stays there at the hydrant, and you can pull out enough hose off the engine that we need. And number 4, remove the cap, inspect the hydrant, make sure there's no debris, no trash in that somebody's stuck inside the hydrant, and then we'll connect to the hydrant. And number 5, you want to notify your IC, notify your engineer that you've connected to the hydrant and you're ready to charge the line and give the engine water. And number 6, charge the line. And number 7, remove any kinks that you may have in your line so you get a full flow. And remember, when we're going on our runs, our commercial areas, our residential areas, the primary feeders, they're a 12-inch main that feeds into the secondaries. You know, like Hoover Road, Broadway, 665, Columbus Street. That's all where all of our primary feeders are, with the 12-inch lines. And number 2 is the secondaries. They're 8-inch mid-size line, intermediate lines that feed between the primaries and distributors. You know, you think about like Gershwin Avenue across from the high school. You think about Long Ridge Way, Hawthorne Parkway, Buckeye Parkway. That's where all of our 8-inch lines are going. That'll branch off into our distributors. The distributors are our 6-inch lines that run through all our subdivisions. All the hydrants in them areas will be off a 6-inch line for the residential homes. And knowing your district is beneficial, whether it be noon or 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You got an idea going out the door what kind of fire we may have, what kind of line that will be feeding the hydrant, you know what kind of line you're going to want to pull off the engine to supply us. And then your hydrant flows, your commercial areas and your residential areas. Remember that the hydrant flows on our large mains, which is a 12-inch, you're going to get greater than 1,000 gallons a minute. In our mid-size areas, you're going to get between 500 and 1,000 gallons per minute in them flows. And the smaller ones, which is a 6-inch of the residential areas, you'll get probably less than 500 gallons per minute from each hydrant. And prior to your arrival to the scene, you want to get the tools for the hydrant. You want your hydrant wrench. Obviously, you want your hose, your flares, your light, your cones. Put the traffic cones around so your engineers don't get hit. The flares if needed, if it's a dark night, rainy night, and a flashlight if it's dark, so you can see to check the hydrant to make sure there is no debris or anything in it, so we can get maximum flow out of them hydrants. And upon arrival, you want to confirm from the IC that's already on the scene what kind of hose he wants, so you know what kind of hose, what size of hose to pull off the engine. And your tools, like I said before, you want to get your lights, check for debris. You want your flares, your cones, and if you're going into a commercial area, you know you're pulling 5-inch. Obviously, we're going to want a Storts if the Storts is not already connected to the 5-inch. And then connecting to the hydrant, well, like I said on the previous slide, you want to make sure you got your proper hose, and that's where you're going to wrap the hydrant and stand on it, and you remove your cap and do a visual and make sure there's no trash or anything to hinder your flow. And unwrap the hose, and then you're going to connect to the hydrant. Notify IC, notify your engineer. I've connected to the hydrant. I'm ready to charge the line when you guys are ready for me to charge it. And then prepare to charge the line. And then again, or make sure you know whether you're getting a 3-inch or a 5-inch. Note the 3 inches on the left side of the engine, 5 inches on the right side of the engine. And be prepared, if you pull too much hose, you're going to get a hydrant wrench coming down with you on the 3-inch. And again, there's the 7 steps. Selecting the proper size hose so we know what size we want. Pull a hose and wrap the hydrant. And like I said, you want to stand on the hose to make sure that the hose isn't pulled down the road after the hydrant or after the engine pulls away on the forward leg. And you want to remove the hydrant cap, inspect and connect the hose. Then you want to notify the IC that you're ready to charge your line. And then you'll go ahead and charge your line and remove the kinks and make sure we got maximum flow for the engine that we are supplying. Some of the hydrants are harder to read the others, but you can see here where it says open and the arrow is going to the left, which is clockwise. Always remember, all the hydrants in our district and our township are all clockwise turning to open them. And you want to open it completely until it stops to get as much water out of that hydrant as needed. So well, that concludes the slides, guys. So now we're going to go ahead and go outside, and everybody's going to do it one time. All right? Thanks.